Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you guys are doing really well. Today I thought I would sit down and talk to you guys about some new makeup releases. I think there are 9 or 10 collections or products I thought we could talk about in today's video, including some eyeshadow palettes, some blushes, a couple of foundations, some lip products. I have a whole range of things to talk about in today's video, drugstore and high-end. There are a few products that I'm definitely planning on picking up, and then some that I'm going to skip over. So I can't wait to chat about the products. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If there's anything that really caught your eye, what you're thinking about trying, or if you'll be skipping over everything, I would love to know. Let's kick it off with the new Colourpop collection. So this is the Wild Nothing collection. There are a couple of new products, like completely new releases to Colourpop's lineup, as well as an eyeshadow palette and a couple of existing formulas. So this collection is available now on their website, although it does look like a lot of it sold out already. I think this was just released like right at the beginning of the weekend, maybe last Thursday or Friday. So if you guys did purchase anything, let me know. But there are 3 pressed powder blushes. The colors are nice, but I don't feel strongly either way about their pressed powder cheek products. I think they perform well, but I could kind of take them or leave them, at least the ones that I've tried. So I don't think I plan on picking these up. I also don't love the fact that they've been releasing such large cheek products in that big plastic packaging. I think they did that as part of their Soul Body line. And then I feel like, you know, the Colourpop line, the main line, has been doing that as well. And I just feel like I don't need that much product. And on top of that, they do a really good, like nice cardboard packaging that feels sturdy. So I kind of wish they would move in that direction and away from the really large plastic compacts. They did release some new lip oils, which I am interested in trying. These are supposed to provide a sheer wash of color and nourishing shine, which sounds like the perfect combination. Typically when I wear a lip product these days, it's something that's really hydrating, really comfortable, and a little bit more on the sheer side. So these sound really nice. They have a couple of shades. They have like a clear, a pink, and then a range of nudes, and these retail for $8 each, which I probably will end up grabbing one of those. Yeah, probably just one of those. There are 2 Jelly Much eyeshadows for $8 each, and then 4 cream shadows for $8 each as well. The cream formula is a new formula. These are supposed to be crease proof and waterproof, and they have some pretty shades. They all look matte, so I'm curious to know if they would work as cream bases. That's not something I feel like I have to have in my collection, but I feel like it would be nice to have one for like those very specific instances where I do want one. And then the last product in the collection is the Wild Nothing eyeshadow palette, which retails for $18. So this is a vegan formula. It has matte, metallic, and super shock shadows. It kind of reminds me of the Going Coconuts palette, which is one of my favorite palettes from Colourpop. It's a very simple, like stripped down palette, but it's a great everyday palette. So I love using that one. And this one is pretty, but I feel like because it is so similar to the Going Coconuts palette with like a few pops of shimmer, I really don't need this one. I'm sure I would get a lot of use out of it if I had it, because I feel like there's always room for like a staple neutral palette. But at the same time, I do have a lot of neutrals that I reach for over and over. So I am going to skip over the majority of this collection with the exception of maybe a lip oil and a cream shadow, just so I can test out those formulas. But I think the rest of it's going to be a pass for me. So while I was on the website checking out that collection, I just saw that Colourpop released a new eyeliner that I will definitely be trying. The BFF liquid liner is one of my favorite liners. It is a felt tip liner, but as far as felt tip liners go, I really like that one. I also like the fact that they do have some colorful shades, but I typically prefer a brush tip liner over a felt tip liner. Like if I had my choice, I would go for a brush tip liner as long as it performed well. So they actually released a brush tip version of the BFF liquid liner. What do you guys prefer? Do you like a felt tip liner or do you like a brush tip liner? I think that I get more control with a felt tip. I used to think it was the other way around, but a felt tip liner allows me to apply my eyeliner a little bit more slowly. So I think that is a good option if you don't have a steady hand, but a brush tip liner just glides on so quickly. So if you're in a hurry, that's such a great option. And I'm excited to try this one out. I do love the Urban Decay Perversion. That is my go-to brush tip liquid liner right now. So it would be really nice if this one is a good dupe for it because it's only $8. So I'll definitely be grabbing this. So e.l.f. just released a really fun new product. These are their bite-sized face duos, and they come in 8 different duos. So these retail for $3 each, and it looks like each one comes with a blush and a highlighter. Actually, there are some bronzers as well. So I think it might depend on the one you get, but I do think each one comes with a matte side and then also a shimmer side. These look very similar in terms of packaging to the bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. So I hope the formula is very, very similar because that's like my #1 formula of 2020 so far. So first of all, I love the fact that these are small, although I'm kind of curious to see how a brush is going to fit in the pan, because if they are as small as the bite-sized eyeshadow palettes, I feel like a blush brush probably won't fit in there very easily. Something small like this, like a highlight brush, would probably be fine, but I usually use like a super large fluffy brush for bronzer and blush, so we'll see. But I do like when brands release mini cheek products in general because I'm someone who just doesn't use up an entire cheek product, whether it is a highlighter or a blush, so I love the fact that you do get a smaller product for a more affordable price. These kind of remind me of the CoverFX duos, but obviously a lot less expensive. I do like that they came out with so many different shade options, so I will definitely be grabbing a few of these to put them to the test. Like I said, the only potential issue I could see would be having a hard time with the brush, but for the price, it might be worth that extra effort just to kind of spin your brush around in the product. So BH Cosmetics has been releasing a lot of cute collections, and this one is no different. This is their Sweet Shop collection, and there are 6 different vegan eyeshadow palettes for $18 each. I just love this. I love when brands aren't afraid to do color, and BH Cosmetics does a lot of gorgeous, colorful palettes, but for some reason, this collection really caught my eye. For the most part, these are monochromatic palettes revolving around one color story. So there's an orange palette, a brown palette, a really gorgeous pinky red, a green, a blue. They also have a fun cotton candy themed one that has a mix of colors. That's probably my favorite. I love that they look so rich and vibrant. I just think it's a fun summer collection. And they kind of remind me of the Colourpop monochromatic palettes. So I don't think I'll be buying this as much as I love it, just because I do have a monochromatic palette from Colourpop in every single one of these color stories. And I wear them all the time. I love color, but like I said, or I think I said at the beginning of the video, I've kind of been into neutral shadows lately, so I don't feel like I need to add a lot more color to my collection right now. But if you are someone who loves color, or you've been wanting one of the Colourpop monochromatic palettes, but you either can't purchase from Colourpop or you prefer BH Cosmetics, these might be a good alternative. I'm kind of curious to see how the formulas compare. I almost feel like the variation within the colors for the BH Cosmetics palettes are maybe a little bit better than the ones in the Colourpop palettes. They are more expensive. I think the Colourpop palettes are $12 each, and these are $18. It does look like the pans are a little bit bigger in these BH Cosmetics palettes, but anyway, I just think it is a fun alternative if you have not purchased the Colourpop palettes and you prefer BH Cosmetics. So I just wanted to share that collection because I just think it's a really nice summer collection. So Too Faced just released a new foundation that definitely caught my eye. This one is called the Born This Way Matte Foundation. It is available now for $40, and I know the original Too Faced Born This Way foundation is a favorite for so many people. I tried that foundation so many times over the years, and no matter how I prep my skin or how I set my skin, it just tends to break apart on me, and at the end of the day, my skin is just an oily mess. It's weird because people who have dry skin and oily skin really like that product, but for some reason, it just never worked out well for me. So I was really excited to see this one because this one is a matte version. Although, isn't the original one kind of a matte foundation? Maybe that one is a little bit more dewy. Honestly, I haven't tried it for a long time, so I can't remember for sure. But I love the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. That is one of my favorite products ever. So I kind of have high hopes that this is going to perform similarly. Sometimes I'll wear that concealer as a foundation, and that is a little bit more of a satin concealer. So I feel like maybe I'll like this foundation even more. If it has the coverage and the longevity of the Too Faced concealer, but it has more of a matte finish, that would be like my dream foundation. I don't try a lot of new foundations in general. I feel like I'm kind of set in my ways when it comes to foundation, but this is one that I definitely plan on picking up because it sounds like it's going to be great. It does come in 40 shades, and it is available now on Sephora's website. CoverFX also released a foundation. Actually, this is a tinted moisturizer, so it's kind of the opposite of what I just described. This is their Luminous Tinted Moisturizer, and it retails for $39. So it has a lot of claims, but basically they're saying it's an innovative formula that blurs pores and fine lines and improves radiance, and then helps to replenish and restore your skin's natural barrier. So it's meant for all skin types. It looks like they released 4 shades. I'm kind of surprised by the shade range because CoverFX usually does a really good job with their shade ranges. So that tells me that this must be a super light coverage, I mean, almost undetectable product. I'm looking at the Trend Mood Instagram page and they're kind of claiming this will work for their whole range of customers. So essentially they matched each tinted moisturizer shade with a range, which I'm guessing is based on their existing foundation shade numbers. I'm not sure if these will match all skin tones well, but I really do think that this must be an incredibly light coverage product for them to have only released 4 shades. I mean, that being said, Colourpop has a tinted moisturizer, which I love, I talk about all the time, and that's really light coverage, but I think they have at least 20 shades. Okay, I just checked and the Colourpop tinted moisturizer comes in 24 shades and it's $14. So obviously I haven't tried this new CoverFX tinted moisturizer to know how it compares, but I feel like the majority of tinted moisturizers perform very, very similarly. And for me, I love the Colourpop one because it doesn't seem to settle into fine lines. It's actually the only tinted moisturizer that I like. So I just don't really have any interest in trying a $39 tinted moisturizer from CoverFX when I have my $14 one from Colourpop that does the job. On top of that, Colourpop does have a lot more shades to choose from than CoverFX. So if you're looking to try a new tinted moisturizer, I think that one is amazing. I have oily skin and I love it, but I've also heard from people who have dry skin that really love it as well. So Fenty is adding a new shade to their Gloss Bomb line. I love the Gloss Bombs. I can't get enough of them. This is the shade Cheeky, and it's a really pretty bright orangey red. This was actually available as part of their mini gloss bomb set that they released over the holidays, the Glossy Posse set, which is like my #1 holiday purchase from last year. But that came with 5 different mini glosses, and they have turned a few of those into permanent shades, including this one now. I love that they're expanding the gloss bomb line because originally they just had the one shade, which is still my favorite, and I think now they have like 6 or 7. I always get excited when I see them adding new shades. I would love to see them switch it up and maybe try to do either like a cream formula or a shimmer formula that has a little bit more pigment to it. I do love like a good sheer gloss, so that's why I love the line so much, but I know a lot of people do like cream glosses or glosses that have more pigment, and I think that would be nice because the formula is so good. It's a very smooth formula. It just makes your lips look incredibly glass-like, and if you notice that a lot of glosses settle into fine lines, you'll really like this formula because it doesn't. This shade looks pretty intimidating in the bottle, as do a lot of their glosses, but on the lips it's pretty sheer. It's like a light cherry red. It's really, really pretty. I won't be buying this because I do have the mini, but if I ever run out of the mini, it's nice to know I can purchase the full size. And again, I just love that they're expanding the line as a whole. So my other favorite lip gloss formula would have to be Buxom. Buxom's actually releasing some new fun products for fall. So this is a limited edition collection. There are different nude tones and then some fall scents. I love this formula because it makes your lips look so smooth. It's somewhat similar to Fenty's formula in that they just kind of look glass-like on the lips, but because the Buxom glosses claim to be plumping glosses, I just feel like overall they don't settle into fine lines. When a gloss claims to have like plumping properties, that's what I think of. Not that it's going to make my lips look a lot more full, but because it is so smooth, that in turn makes your lips look full because it's not settling into fine lines. And I just think that they're really glossy without being sticky. What's nice about Buxom is they do have a ton of options. They have cream finishes, sheer finishes, so you'll definitely be able to find something that you like. Whereas with Fenty, I mean, they just have like those 6 or 7 sheer glosses. So that's why I do love Buxom as well. So anyway, when I look at the lip swatches on the models, there are 4 shades. These all look pretty similar. I don't feel like I need to purchase all of these. I think I might purchase one because I really try not to purchase a lot of full-sized lip products these days, but I don't have a Buxom lip gloss in a nude shade that works well for my skin tone. I just decluttered my lip products. That video will be up soon. I did my lipstick declutter yesterday, and then my lip gloss declutter will be up next week, but I did declutter a couple of Buxom glosses. They have some super light, or no, I had some super light nude shades that didn't work well for my skin tone, so I think having more of like a deeper nude would work really well, and I feel like I would get a lot of use out of it. So I am interested in purchasing one. I can't decide between probably spiked apple cider and pumpkin spice latte. They look kind of similar on the lips, but I feel like spiked apple cider is a little bit more pink tone, so I might go with pumpkin spice latte. But again, I'll limit myself to one because I don't need all 4. But I think it's fun that they're doing like a fall themed collection. It would be really nice to see like all of these in minis. I love when Buxom does their mini sets around the holidays because I can get a variety of shades without paying as much or investing in like one full-size gloss that I probably won't use up. So I wanted to talk about Patrick Starr's new makeup line. This is called One Size, and it is available now at Sephora. On the Sephora website, it says, "One Size Beauty belongs to everyone. Inspired by our community, we deliver extraordinary makeup with larger-than-life performances." So it looks like there are 6 products in the line right now: an eyeshadow palette, a liquid liner pen, a gel eyeliner pen, and then some liquid shadows, makeup remover wipes, and a makeup dissolving mist. So of course, congratulations to Patrick Starrr. That is so exciting. I can't even imagine how exciting it would be to have your makeup line launch at Sephora. This is so random, but a few years ago, I was at Disney Springs with my family, and we actually saw Patrick Starrr there, and he was surrounded by a ton of people trying to get a selfie and talk to him. And I think he was with his family, just like casually shopping, but he was so nice and accommodating, and I was just kind of like watching him from afar, and he was talking to everyone. So I don't know him, and I'll be honest, I'm not super familiar with his content. I know obviously he makes videos and he has a ton of followers. He's very, very popular, but I think that is really exciting that he has a new line at Sephora. I know a lot of people say they're sick of influencer lines and just celebrity lines in general, but I'm all for it. I feel like the more brands and the more, you know, for lack of a better word, competition there is, brands are going to have to step it up and do a better job overall. Because if new people are entering the beauty space and they're creating really high quality products, other brands are going to have to step it up to do well. You know, when Fenty entered the beauty community, they obviously set the bar when it came to foundation shades and inclusivity. And I feel like because of that, it changed the way that a lot of brands release new products. So if influencers can do that, if celebrities can do that, then I'm all for it. And honestly, it just gives us as consumers a chance to try new products that might work really well. I don't feel like the beauty space is oversaturated. I mean, with any industry, when new people enter and do a really good job, it's only going to benefit us as consumers. So I'm all for it. I'm really excited for him. I'm excited to see what else he releases. The last collection I want to talk about is from Stila. So this is the Bohemian Renaissance Fall Collection. It is available now on their website. I don't know what it is about Stila, but I feel like Stila is a brand that hasn't evolved a whole lot. And part of me can appreciate when a brand kind of sticks with what they've done and they know who they are, they know their target audience, their demographic, their market, and they do what works. But there are a couple of brands that seem to keep just like re-releasing the same product over and over. I think of like Becca Cosmetics and their highlighters and Stila and their collections. And I feel like Stila is kind of stuck back in 2012, 2013. So they just released this new collection. And don't get me wrong, there are some beautiful products. And I do love Stila's liquid lipsticks. I like their glitter shadows when I wear them, which honestly, I haven't worn them in a long time. So first of all, they have a kaleidoscope eyeshadow for $18. They are literally selling a single shadow for $18. And I know there are other brands that do it, but I feel like that is so expensive for a single shadow. I mean, you can get an entire palette for $18. And I know there are some people who like single shadows, but for me, that is just so expensive. I would love to see like a really interesting palette from them. Their last few palette releases have just been kind of lackluster, a little bit boring, and this single shadow looks gorgeous. So even like a 5-pan palette with shadows like this would have been a little bit more interesting, at least for me. They have these plumping lip glazes. I think these are the ones in like those twist up tubes with like the brush tip applicator. That's such a throwback. I used to have a ton of like those Stila lip glazes that came in this packaging and I loved them so much, but these are $24. So I'm just not interested in paying $24 for a lip product. They also have a metallic lip, eye, and cheek stick for $26, a semi-gloss lip and eye paint for $24. I just feel like the brand as a whole is pretty expensive, especially because it doesn't seem like they're releasing anything super innovative. So I don't know. I just want to see something a little bit different from Stila. I think they do really beautiful, like soft romantic colors. So it would be nice just to see something a little bit more updated rather than the same products they've been releasing, you know, from 10 years ago. So if I didn't make it clear, I won't be buying anything from that collection, but I want to love Stila. I just feel like they need an update. So that is it for me for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I honestly mean it. When, you know, I open my subscription box, there are so many people that I'm subscribed to, so I know how many videos pop up. And if you're anything like me, there are just so many videos you can choose from. So it means so much that you take the time to click on one of my videos. You know, if it's once a week, once a month, I really do appreciate it. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys on Thursday with a new video. Bye.